Hi everyone and welcome to Real Yoga. My name's Hanna, this guy is Felix, and that's Baloo. A couple of stinky wet dogs today. It's a pretty rainy day on my side of the world. And I thought that was a great opportunity for us to do a little bit of yin yoga. So if you haven't done yin before, you basically practice yin yoga with a cold body. So if you think that the stretches are a little deep and you're like, oh, we haven't warmed up for this is the point. So we're getting more into the deep tissue and the fascia of our body, targeting those areas. So it's going to be nice, it's going to be juicy, it's going to be slow. But I plan to tell you a little story along the way. So when you're ready, grab your stretchy pants and I'll meet you on the mat. Okay, so we're going to start in Baddha Konasana, or butterfly, cobbler's pose. I mean, you choose a name that works for you. So the way this asana looks is we bring the soles of our feet together and our knees nice and wide so that your dog has an available place to put their head. Now, this pose is not great for sore hips, and if that's you, then yoga blocks are available to you. You can bring yoga blocks underneath your thighs, and if you don't have props like that, then cushions, pillows, blankets, just dog, all the things that you need to kind of pad underneath your legs so that you feel somewhat comfortable and able to just release your tension in this pose. So for Supta Baddha Konasana, I like to kind of wiggle my butt back behind me a little so that my pelvis is tilted forward. As I said, the feet are together, and you can bring them any sort of distance, closer or further away from your body. And then just for an inhale here, let's grab a hold of the ankles as we lift the chest, find spaciousness through your spine. And then as you exhale, begin to tilt forward, and you can come down any amount that feels good for you. I'm going to chill out here with bent elbows. You find your space, knowing that we're going to be here for a few minutes. So make sure that you're comfy and don't forget to breathe. Okay, so I promised a story, and today's story is about one of the three main goddesses in the Hindu mythology, or the Hindu culture, and her name is Lakshmi. So if you think about Destiny's Child, so like old school, we're going back, Destiny's Child, and there's Beyonce, Kelly, and Michelle. So Lakshmi, I wouldn't put her in like Beyonce status. I'd get her like, I think she's more of a Kelly. I wouldn't quite go Michelle. I mean, it's up to you, but she's up there. She's doing well. And Lakshmi is the goddess of abundance. She's often associated with wealth in terms of dollar bills, y'all. So, and maybe that resonates with you today. Maybe you need a little Lakshmi energy. Maybe there's a promotion that's coming up that you've had your eye on, or maybe you just need to kind of rejig your contract, or maybe you've lent money to someone and you've got to bring that in. So maybe that sort of Lakshmi energy works for you today. But she's also the goddess of abundance in terms of spiritual and emotional wealth. So we can get into that a little more. Make sure that you're still breathing here. It might feel quite tight through the adductor muscles, these inner thigh muscles, and that's totally fine. Use every exhale to sort of lean into it a little bit more. Nice. All right, so we've got Lakshmi, aka Kelly, and she was sort of conjured up because of what I like to call a mantrum. And a mantrum is a tantrum that's been caused by a dude. Feel free to use it in your daily life. So the dude having this mantrum was a guy called Durvasa. And so, to be fair, Durvasa went to the mall, and he went into a store and he picked out a gift. He got the clerk to help him. This guy went to effort to pick out the right gift for the king and the kingdom. And Durvasa chose his awesome gift, and he brought it to the king, but he didn't see that there was a gift table, so he just left it on the floor. whatever. He left it on the floor, and unfortunately at this party there was like a really cool elephant, and the elephant came on by and stomped right on Durvasa's gift, and he was pissed. All right, let's slowly move out of this shape. Oh, yay. Okay, take your left heel in towards your pelvis, and we're going to extend this right leg out to the side. Oh, my hip just cracked as I did that. Maybe yours too. And we're going to rotate our torso towards this right leg, this extended leg. So to do that, I'm going to press into my fingertips, lift up my butt, and sort of shift my butt meat over so that I'm facing more towards my extended leg. All right, again, the possibility for your chest to lower towards your leg is a matter of time, anatomy, all the things. So maybe just leaning towards your toes is enough here. Of course, if you've got a little more space in you, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly lower yourself down any amount. And here, unlike in our yoga practice, yin is about not holding tension, so really releasing. So break the rules here and allow your back to round, allow your neck to fall towards your chin to fall towards your chest, and your head to be really heavy. So there should be no tension happening here in terms of your muscular action. It's really just our body and the work of gravity that helps to release our muscles. All right, back to our story. So Durvasa has bought this gift, like he's put in proper effort, and an elephant has come by and just stomped on his present. So he's pissed, and he decides he's going to curse the land. So he puts a curse on the land to stifle abundance. And what happens when you stifle abundance is that there is no more prosperity. Nothing grows, no one can buy or sell anything. Excuse me while Felix, adjusts into his seat. Thanks, buddy. So there's no abundance across the land, and the people are really suffering because everything's kind of stagnated. Everything's gone to, well, you can fill in the blanks. All right, so what happens is that the people of the land decide, all right, we need to find the elixir of life. And they know that it's deep in the ocean. So what do? They go to the ocean and they churn the ocean up like a big bowl of soup, in a cauldron, witch fairy tale style. They churn up the ocean, and in churning up the ocean, yes, they churn up that elixir, but they also churn up Miss Lakshmi, our Kelly of the story. And Lakshmi, as I said, is the goddess of abundance, and she's able to bring abundance back to the land. And everyone's super happy again. Let's walk our hands back up if you've folded forward. Ooh. Take just a breath here with a long spine as you inhale. And exhale. Ooh. All right, let's switch legs. So I'm going to bring my right heel in now and extend my left leg out long. Oh, guys, there's so much fur and dirt from these wet doggos. I'm going to once again lift my butt up and kind of shift myself into a comfy position, or as comfortable as I can, to kind of rotate my right rib cage more towards my left leg. Felix is definitely a Michelle. No offense to Michelle, but he ain't no Beyonce. Okay, so here we are now facing our left leg. And remember, allow everything to relax. So you don't have to flex your toes, you don't have to lengthen your spine. You simply have to collapse towards the floor any amount, just allowing your body's weight to help stretch and lengthen through the muscles of your leg. All right, here we are on the other side. Oh, hey, Blue's woken up now. Guys, I don't know if you can see this or the camera's going to pick it up. I really hope it doesn't, but there is a balloon-shaped puddle of dirt and mud, which I look forward to cleaning up later. So obviously there's loads of abundance in my life, these two doggos, keeping things interesting. All right, so Durvasana's spell was defeated, and Lakshmi helped bring abundance back to the land. And so Lakshmi in our daily lives now, as I said, she's often considered a goddess that can help create wealth in terms of monetary gain, or the examples I gave before. Maybe you just need a little push to get a little cash in your pockets. But if we think about what Lakshmi and Durvasa represent, so if you think of Durvasa as a drainer, right? He's a real drainer of energy. And I don't know about you, but there have certainly been situations in my life where, for example, a friend of mine, I had a friend, and it used to be the kind of friendship where I was always the one making the plans to catch up. And then you catch up with that friend and they just want to talk about themselves and their lives, and you leave and realize that they never asked you a single question about yourself or what you're up to. And maybe you leave that encounter just feeling a bit low energy, like that encounter didn't make you feel so great. And so I really tapped into my Lakshmi energy on that particular occasion, and just stopped messaging to catch up with that friend and realized it was all good. Like, it was more emotionally abundant for me to not include that person in my life anymore, because they just weren't so conducive to my happiness. And to be honest, I wasn't conducive to their happiness. They're just going through the motions. Let's take just one more breath here. Ooh. Let it go as we climb on back up. Yeah. You take a little moment. Notice how you're feeling. Okay. And then we're going to take both legs out in front of us. Lean back as you cross your right ankle over your left. And now walk your ankles out as far as they can go before your legs really get in the way. And then shift yourself forward. So you sort of have made this kind of funky box shape with the lower half of your body. Now, some of you might recognize this pose as a fire log pose, and if you know that pose is accessible for you in your practice, then feel free to grab your right foot and cross it over the top of your left knee. Lots of us are going to sort of look like this, and if this is the case, either feel free to, grab those blankets and pillows and shove them underneath your right knee, or no dramas in staying back here. You're still going to feel this nice opening through your hips. So choose your option today. Either your foot is on top, just a tiny bit of happiness in those toes, just enough that your knee feels okay. Beautiful. And then we're going to sit up really tall. And exhale as you take your right hand behind you, your left hand to your right knee, and find a very gentle twist here. Nice. Try to not bring any effort to this shape. So see how much you can just allow your body to soften. Maybe you close your eyes. Nice. So I want to bring up a few other examples of where there's this Durvasana energy. But before I talk about that, the symbology of the elephant is also relevant when that kind of rhymed, guys, is also relevant when we talk about Lakshmi. So she's often pictured with two elephants, and they represent hard work. So you might hear in the yoga community, my community maybe, not for me, but certain colleagues that call themselves yoga teachers. And a lot of them might talk about manifestation, and like if you just cut out pictures and you think about it enough, you're definitely going to manifest like what you need in your life. Apologies if that was a super offensive accent I just put on. But I'm going to call BS on manifestation without work, and so is Lakshmi. So I'm taking a little note out of her book. Oh, look, the sun's come out. And there it goes again. So I'm going to take a page out of Lakshmi's book, because the elephants with Lakshmi represent the work that you need to do in order to have this abundance. So I'll give you another example. I would really like to do a handstand. It's something that I think about a lot, and I think it's a really fun yoga pose. I'm super scared of going upside down, and I think for me it would be super cool for me to learn to overcome that fear. And if I was taking a page out of this manifestation book, then I'd be doing already the right things. I look at photos all the time of people in handstands. They come up on my Instagram feed often. I dream of myself doing handstands, which is big. Like manifestors will tell you, picture yourself doing it and then it will come. I literally have dreams about doing a handstand. But can I do a handstand? No, I cannot. Because I have not done any work in practicing doing a handstand. Let's come back to center. Whatever position you're in, lean way back, unravel your legs. Maybe give them, send them out in front of you and just give them a quick wobble and a shake. And then rebend your knees. This time we're going to cross the left ankle over the right and walk our feet over until you can't go any further. And then shift yourself forward until you find yourself once again in this sort of boxy shape. So your shins are almost parallel to one another. And please stay like this if this is enough. Or you can lift up your left heel and cross your left foot over your right knee. And again, if you've got loads of space here, fill it up, fill up the space. Find your position. I'll give you a second to get into it, whatever it looks like. And then we'll inhale again, sit up nice and tall. And as we exhale, let's move into that twist. Nice. And now our right hand is on our left knee, our left arm is behind us. And then again, see if you can soften into the shape without putting loads and loads of effort into it. Perfect. Feel free to close your eyes if that works for you today. Nice. So yeah, this Lakshmi energy would mean that I actually have to put in the work to figure out how to balance on my hands. And I have not done. But there are other examples that we can think of, like maybe the Durvasana in your life is your work. Or maybe it's a person, like I stated before. Maybe it's your Instagram feed, right? Maybe you're scrolling through your IG and it's just like picture after picture of unachievable lives, bodies, whatever it is. And you just feel like you're really drained. So the elephant in that situation would be unfollow. Like, what is the specific work that you have to put in to feel more abundant in terms of your emotional abundance, your spiritual well-being? And I'm not talking like good vibes only, or I'm really anti that toxic sort of positivity. I don't think it works. I think work works. Like, you got to put in the work to see the results. And this is what Lakshmi teaches us to do. So maybe while we're here for the last few moments, you can think of a person or a scenario in your life that brings up that sensation of Durvasa energy. This energy drainer, this low prosperity. You do not feel abundant in yourself in the way that you're living. And then flip that. What is the Lakshmi? What are those elephants? What is the hard work that you specifically have to put in? What are those real steps that you would need to take in order to feel more abundant and prosperous in that aspect of your life? Great, let's come back to center. Ooh. Once again, lean way back, unravel your legs. Send them out in front of you. Maybe this time you take little windshield wipers from side to side. Perfect. And then when you're ready, find a comfortable seat of your choice, whatever that looks like. That's it for our practice today and for our yoga story. I hope you enjoyed learning about Lakshmi and her ability to create this abundance where there once was a lack of abundance, a low energy draining situation. Bring your hands together at your heart as you inhale, lift your chest. And then exhale to bow your chin to your chest. Maybe you think of that thing once again, bring it into the forefront of your mind so that you can prepare yourself for the work that needs to be done in order to make it happen for you. Bring a gentle smile to your lips, lift your chin and open your eyes, and thank you so much for sharing that practice with me today. I hope my story distracted you enough that your muscles weren't so screaming at you, and I hope you have a really great rest of your day. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel. It makes me endlessly happy, and hopefully it makes you happy too. Take care. Namaste.